dog. Pass me the city, I'm clutch. Tell her come, spin my block. Tell her come, send them shots. You ain't no dog. Pass me the city, I'm clutch. Tell her come, spin my block. Tell her come, send them shots. You ain't no dog. Pass me the city, I'm clutch. Tell her come, spin my block. Tell her come, send them shots. You ain't no dog. Pass me the city, I'm clutch. Tell her come.
I just don't get everybody this fascination.
Don't curse. That's all.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
I was definitely show fit to say something else. Hey.
Not there yet.
Wow.
Not yet. Not yet.
Why?
Probably somewhere here. Now.
I'm so lost.
The
But-
15 seconds of cursing.
Oh no, we good. We'll do like 2 whole minutes. Clean.
We getting the curse.
Wake up.
No, I'm good. I'm locked in. You locked in?
Yeah.
You locked in, bro? Alright, bet. I mean, we good then. We valid. What's up with y'all boys and girls?
Happy Women's History Month.
For sure, yeah, for sure. See? That's why I said like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord.
This episode's about to be wild. Y'all bear with us.
No.
Y'all bear with us though. We're gonna be alright. So for sure, man. Welcome back. Team Clutch Podcast, episode 12. It's your boy Clutchmatic, you know what I'm saying? Sitting alongside.
Miss Bree.
Today's.
For sure, man. So let's kick this thing off. How was your week, man? How you been? I'm only talking to you because he's still playing Pokemon. So
You know, I thought about this earlier. I was like, he's gonna ask me how my week was, and what am I gonna say? And I thought about it, and I it was cool though. It was rough. That was a lie. It was a little rough. I had some rough days in there, but that's okay because I bounced back and I have a plan, and I'm gonna execute the plan, and that made me feel better.
For sure. How you looking, my boy?
Shit, man. I've been alright. Just alright though. I mean, like work going good. You know, store doing better. All that other good stuff. Been in the gym almost every day.
I see.
Yeah, man. Look at them rings. I tried to challenge you. I should have told you that I was going to challenge you.
I probably didn't want to watch it when you challenge me. So playing it.
Gotta start wearing that joint every day, all day now. Because I'm about to challenge you.
Say that.
Alright, bad.
I'm with it. So
How was your week?
I had an interesting week, actually. I purposely didn't say anything to you because I was kind of waiting to come here and say it.
Oh.
But, oh, no, it's bad.
Oh.
Nah, so when I got to work on, Thursday, got to work at maybe 1:45, right? So I'm trying to be a little early so I can eat before my shift or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just minding my business, whatever. And then by 2:45, I start to see weirdness outside, but I'm ignoring it. I'm trying to get locked in for my shift, right? I feel like between 2 and 4, my shift don't really start. But 4:01, it's really rocking, right? So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm doing my temps. I'm just checking, going through my little process or whatever. That's why I see people gathering and my employees pulling out the window. I'm like, what's going on? I walk over. I'm at first I'm like, oh, always slacking, bunch of slackers. So I'm just all right, cool. Upon further review, I went over there to see what was going on. Dead body in the middle of the street. Oh, what do you know? Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, man.
Oh, handsome.
Yeah. So the next to my job, there's a really large parking garage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And
Don't say it.
Don't.
Somebody.
Oh, no.
somebody
Oh, no.
took the fast way down.
Wow.
Some G shit.
Did they Did the
No.
police have to use your cameras or something?
No. So what ended up having to happen is, I say around maybe 3:15, they blocked the street off. The whole, you really could barely get in and out. You parked your car in the garage, you probably took 25 minutes to get out because the police had to you know what I'm saying, But they had that whole street blocked off, and you know what I'm saying, they just put a sheet over the body or whatever. And that jump was blocked off to probably 5:30. Then you get the body off the ground till damn near 6 p.m., yo.
Yeah.
No funny, bro.
Because it's a lot of
Yeah, it's a process or whatever, but I mean, But they, I mean, I don't know. They said that they don't know if it was actually like an attempt at, or somebody pushed him. Like,
Right,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because it was like his body was like mad close to the curb. Like, he was in the street, but it was like
Oh wow.
so close.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it was like OD close to the curb, so that's why you want to say that's where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it was like, yeah, we don't know, because like if he would have did it by himself, he would have been further along.
away.
But if there was foul play involved, it's a lot
That's
closer to
crazy.
somebody just drop you. I was just like,
And that's probably when they would have asked for camera access.
but yeah, so there's a camera on the backside of one of them other office buildings. That's the one they use or whatever, because it's like right there. But
Shit, police had to use our cameras for access. I mean, get access to our cameras because somebody had gotten their car stolen from in front of our store. That's the second time in like
Working
2 months.
good, why?
That's the second time in 2 months, bro. PG County gotta love it.
On my timeline, that ain't the only thing that's been happening in the local and pizza shops. Something else came across my timeline.
You want to get me privy to what we're talking about?
She wanna bring it up. She can really say it.
I seen a video.
The video don't really say everything.
Oh, brother.
No, it like some girl had tweeted that she had. I think was it in this area? Was it in this area?
It was in DC on U Street.
Okay.
I think
And
it's like right next to Rose
she
Bar.
had went into the store like 10 minutes before the store closed, and she wanted what she wanted, right? She came there for something, she wanted it, and whoever was possibly in charge was like pissed off, like, why would you come in here, or whatever the case is. They got to arguing, a bat came out, somebody got hit in the head with a bat.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, it's been some. It's an interesting week for pizza. Happy Pie Day.
Sure. That's hilarious. That's a good joke. That was actually a really dope joke. That's hilarious.
But yeah.
Probably the funniest thing yet.
For sure. But damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What a week.
That's why I said, like, yes, y'all had an interesting week. No, sorry, I can speak on it because I have no association. But all I was saying is that there's a lot going on this week as far as like
Too much
crime and like that's crazy.
Wild
Like,
shit in general.
and as a person who's had their car stolen, like, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Facts.
That you.
Like, I tried
Listen,
to help, bro.
I'm trying to say, when you go outside, no matter how long it's been, and you realize that your car is not where you left it, and let's say you might have parked somewhere you shouldn't have parked. You call the tow company, hey, do you happen to have a something? No, we don't. We ain't got that. The way your stomach literally falls out your ass.
That's fucked up.
And like, you up on payments, you up on insurance, ain't nobody repo your shit. Like, you're like, to the tow company.
Dang,
You
bro.
motherfuckers took me. They took my car seats and all. They took everything. They took everything.
So, oh God, I wouldn't want it back. I would not
Were you
want that
here
car.
when I walked outside and realized my car was gone? You weren't here. You weren't here. That shit was I think I sat down. I think I went out. I walked off the balcony. I was like, I know those McDonald's boxes, but I don't see my car. So I went outside and for closer investigation, like, did I?
Because you didn't
Did I
have
get up at night and move it?
You didn't have the best car out. Like, the best car out there is a
Hell no.
It's a Challenger out there, be a Charger out there, be all type of shit out there.
But also, I didn't have the best car out there, right? So yeah, then I went outside and I was like, I know I got my car right there. I sat down, Indian style, just
insane.
I was like, because what do you do? Like, what? That's my job. I'm a mom. That's my kids. If it's an emergency, that's my life. And I don't know who has. It's not like somebody borrowed my, hey, bro, I'm going to stop by and pick it. No. Where are you and what did you do?
That's crazy.
And then to the petty bastards that did it, you stole a car with 2 car seats in the backseat. Like,
that's crazy.
I'm somebody that had something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got 2 of them. They didn't care.
Hey.
So yeah, that sucks for the person whose car got stolen outside.
Certainly sucks. That
Yeah.
is crazy.
That shit's terrible.
But And then what else happened this weekend? Saturday in Wheaton. Ever heard about that? A dude was like trying to break into cars or something like that. Apparently before that he was in DC, he had stolen a car. Speaking of stealing cars. And then like ended up over in Wheaton, and then he had ditched that joint, was trying to steal somebody else's car. Like apparently he had like a couple of failed attempts, and then like on one of the attempts he had it was a lady who was trying to defend herself from like getting her car stolen, and he ended up trigger warning, shooting her in her face, and then took that joint and then broke into somebody's house to try and get away from the cops or hide from the cops or something like that, and then that's where they got him. But crazy weekend, bro.
Dog.
I'm gonna say like 1 or 2 people in general. From my understanding, prior to my car being stolen, I had somebody tell me that their car was stolen from their property, taken for 4 hours, and then returned to their property, right? And then literally 2 weeks later, my car was stolen. And what they told me was that in our area that we lived in, the police department had disbanded the auto task force unit, meaning that they were no longer, so in a particular part of the DMV area, they were no longer investigating like auto crimes of any sort. I don't know if that's expanded across more of the DMV because they are like excessively hiring, like they got sign-on bonuses, like they looking for police officers, right? But I don't know if that's expanded across the DMV, but there's definitely like an uptick in like crimes related to like cars and like stealing cars, breaking into cars. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Your car was real quiet. That's what I was your car was broken into like 4 months later, something like that.
You know what's fault it was? It was my fault though. So look, I realized I'd be reanalyzing the footage like afterwards, right? And sometimes, a lot of the times, like if I don't close my doors hard enough, it don't lock automatically. But what I was doing that day, the night before my car got broken into, I took the groceries inside. So I unlocked my car from up here and went down, got the groceries, and came back. Because my hands were full and I put the groceries away. I didn't think to relock my shit. And I'm glad I left my doors unlocked though, because it would have broke my windshield.
I would say what they did was for other cars, so what they had to have been doing was like checking every car for real, because other cars had their windows bust. When I called, because I was on it, I called the office. I was like, yeah, because cars get broken too. Like, what y'all doing? Where's security? And they said, they were like, yeah, like we're getting a lot of complaints. Like, you know, you're not the first person to call today. Like, you know, several people had their windows bust out. I'm talking like this is a huge property. And they're talking like across the entire property. And what they were doing, and what they were doing were people out the city, people out DC, were coming into other areas and doing what they were doing, and then moving back into the city. Because my car was found in DC. Like, what were y'all doing? I got in my car. They had Subway trash in there. They had bought a new little shit for the car, like little aux ports and charger ports and shit. I'm like, oh, y'all had a good time in my car.
They stole my shoes.
Your book bag.
My
charger.
My iPod cord. My book, I love that. My book bag was so nice too. That was a nice book bag.
Terrible. So yeah, it seems like it's back. So be careful, lock your cars. Don't leave your cars running. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if it doesn't matter. The technology that they have, the way they can walk up to your car and scan your car and get a copy of the code necessary to unlock your car, and or walk up to your house and scan anywhere near your door.
Yeah, if it's a house, it's easier. If it's an apartment, like, it's a little hard to do that.
Unless
you have to know where
you do something like keep your keys on the wall right next to your front door, because all they got to do is take the little device and scan near the wall. But yeah, that's how they get a copy of the code necessary for you push to start. I kept asking, like, I don't understand how y'all stole my car with a push to start. But my dumb ass left my extra key in the car that didn't work because it didn't have a battery, so it didn't work. However, y'all just need the code. Y'all just need to scan the code necessary get into the system and.
It's like,
Y'all doing too much.
So
oh yeah.
Push
have
the
nothing.
start
Really
was
can't.
on.
You really
Push the
can't.
start was on to something. They were like, yeah, you can't steal it because da 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 da. And now, and what we know is
They
that
found a way.
as soon as you come up with something to stop something, somebody's working 10 times as hard to break what you said they couldn't.
Hell yeah.
So just be careful. That's all it is. Just be careful. 'Cause
So my key locks on my lug nuts on my rims isn't enough, huh?
Nah, not at all.
they don't get the shit.
Nah, they would.
At all.
You gotta
Special
blow
shit.
torch that shit off.
And then what they gonna do is repaint your car, change the tags, and then try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace and say they don't have no title for it and sell it for parts. Cause somebody gonna buy it.
I've seen a lot of part outs on Facebook.
You see like a 2020 fucking whatever parts only.
Yeah,
And it's only got like 100,000 miles on it.
A lot.
Well, not okay. Let's say like 20,000 miles on it. You're like,
Sheesh.
I was about to say 100,000 miles.
I thought about it. I said 2020. Yeah, like low
Where you
mileage,
going?
high year, and they're selling parts.
Nah, for
It's
real.
not. Don't send your money. Don't send a deposit. Don't do nothing because it's stolen
Straight scam.
and they on your ass. And it got that funny looking paint color.
Terrified. Yo.
Nah, I can't.
Alright, somebody pull up the list or somebody drop their topic, man.
Where are you?
On the list, go. All the time.
Oh, that foolishness.
You don't. So look, the way I put it so that you won't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'll know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Mhm.
So I just put like 3 or 4 words together. I'm just like, what?
You had some stuff in here from like a lot of it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, all of that?
Yeah,
Okay.
those top 3 or 4 jump. So let somebody want to go first?
Go ahead.
You need to see your list.
Yeah, just so I can remember that. The second one just nonsense. Alright, boom, right? So we are all independent adults who are all have moved out of the nest and all that cool jazz and everything that they talk about, right? But I have a lot of friends, primarily of a lot of different ethnicities, that still live home with their parents and they're older than me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them like mid-30s, you know what I'm saying? Upper 20s live with the folks and just like, but a lot of them, they're not black people. It's never black people that's this age and live with their parents. It's so rare. My little brother's 21 and he used to live with our parents. And he's the oldest one who ever lived there.
I thought about this too.
So I think that's insane, right? But, you know what I'm saying? A lot of my other people were like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to save so much more money. Like, I'm able to do this so I can, like, buy my home. Like, when I move out, I can just buy my home. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting until I get married. And my parents respect that. They don't want to move out the house until, like, I'm with the person I'm going to be with, like, get married and blah, 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 and start a family and all that gay shit, right? But, like, me, like, I was 18, 19 years old, like, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I wanted to be, like, I guess I was hustling backwards, in my opinion. Like, my parents was like, nah, like, you're gonna be here, you're gonna pay rent or whatever. I'll have to pay my own rent. Like, well, that's just not smart. But, because it's exponentially more. But it's still like, you know what I'm saying, I have my own rules, I have my own place, I have my own freedom and stuff like that. So, I get my thought process now. But, I mean, like, I just be looking at, like, some of my peers, and I just be like, damn. Like, so I guess, like, to me, like, I'd just be like, damn, like, a lot of them don't pay rent. A lot of them just, you know what I'm saying, like, contribute, you know, go get groceries and stuff like that, like, clean up, you got some chores or whatever. But it's just, like, to me, like, where do y'all lie on that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, when your kids get older or whatever, like, you gonna kick them or you gonna let them stay until they stable, like, how are you gonna... I'm asking the room. I mean,
When he has kids.
yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, I have my own set of morals and what I think.
What kids? You have them.
No, now I'm asking you first. No, I'm asking you specifically.
You look at say no. I mean, I would. Even if they give me reasons to kick them out, I probably wouldn't kick my kids out. But I would definitely let them stay. Cause I mean, like, I get that, like, you want to be independent and stuff, but usually when you think like that, it's because like, you know, you don't actually know what the real world is like. And then that's because I'm saying that because that's how I thought, and like I can still like move in with my parents if I needed to or had to, and I definitely would, and I wouldn't have any shame in it because, you know, sometimes you be down in life and you need to get back up somehow. But like, yeah, like you said, like a lot of like different ethnicities and cultures and stuff like.
Don't do it. That's not nice. That's not nice.
I love doing it.
He caught it. He caught it.
I have.
He caught it.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
I'm done talking.
I'm sorry.
See.
Come on, bro. You cooking.
I'm joking.
You're cooking. Warm it up again. Yeah.
Chill, bro. Shut up. Let me touch it. But no, but no, like they really do be in their parents' house for like to like high 20s, like, you know, got their career started, most of their school bills paid off, all this other stuff, like just got off their parents' insurance. Like, we don't really do that. It's the same thing.
Do you feel like that helps them or hinders them? And you know what I'm saying?
It all depends on the parents and how they nurture and upbring them in certain things. Like, if I'm in the house and my mom is cooking for me, she's like, I don't even have to contribute. But I'm not learning how to like build a home or like, you know,
build credit. Yeah,
build credit. None of that other stuff to actually survive on my own. Then at that point, it's just hindering me from like actually becoming an adult. But like if like I'm in my mom's house, like I'm learning how to be an adult, learn how to pay bills, learn how to like build credit, yada yada yada. Then it's just like, okay, I'm actually like, you know, this is helpful.
For sure.
And then like when I'm ready to do it for myself, you know, I can do that. And like, I don't know, I think it's a pride thing for a lot of people, or like, I don't know, because it's like, I can do this on my own, I want to be independent, all this other stuff. You don't have to do that. There's nothing saying, nobody's like, if somebody's looking down on you for like, you know, trying to make sure that you're good for generations, like, then they're a piece of shit. And and like, obviously their morals are fucked up, because like our people specifically have like lost generations of wealth, and like our families and our homes are broken, so it's very hard to do something like that in the first place. And like, if anything, like we need to be home longer than trying to be out of the house in college or after college, like right after college and stuff like that.
No, I feel you 100%. Like, and it's I guess for me, like, I feel like I would never like push my child out, you know what I'm saying? Just because like I feel like when it was me and I was like young, I was running around, I was just working and I was just doing whatever, like I didn't know what I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm working hard, I'm getting money, this and the third, and I'm just like I said, like I didn't even have the tools to like
it's more
you know
to
what I'm
it.
saying? It's way more to it. And it's just like I just didn't know, and I just wish that I really would have like took some time to really like, you know what I'm saying, like learn some shit before I really stepped out to the big bad world or whatever. Like credit, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, owning a home and like careers and stuff like that. Like I wish I, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. I wish I would have like taken and paid more attention to than just trying to go out of the house and like get this money and working myself to death at 19, 20, to try to like get money when I really could have just like.
But I feel
chilled
like,
on it.
like when you talk about it from a cultural standpoint, though, those other cultures that allow their children to like stay home a little bit longer, or you know, or however long they need to. You know, I knew somebody who she had a relationship, she had a child, she had, you know what I'm saying, she had all of that, but she did not move out of her parents' house until her and her husband were married and had a house. And it was because of like, here are all the things you need to do. there's a difference a little bit, like some Asian cultures, for example. Like, they don't move out the house until, typically they don't move out the house until they're married, but they do things a little bit differently. Like Western culture and Eastern culture, they're not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way that we do things, particularly Black people, I feel like because so many of our parents and their parents either had a bulk of kids, had kids young, a lot of them were like, I'm trying to do this so I don't have to do this no more. I don't hear no other culture that's like, oh yeah, because when they turn 18, you know what I'm saying? Like, they out, you know, I don't hear no other culture
ever
talk about their kids like that other than Black people. Like, oh, Kanye, 18 years. It from my understanding, where I sit, my kids are nowhere near 18, but where I sit, I'm a parent for the rest of forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, 18 years is not the cutoff point for my child to be me at 18.
Shit, that's when it
What
just
adult?
starts. That's when it really just starts.
What adult was I at 18?
That's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
not. So
Hell no.
So I feel like a little bit for some parents, it's like they had kids young or they went through the struggle, the idea of getting it out the mud, and so it's the idea of like, once you're out my household, you're not something else I have to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what the big push is. If I can get you to college, if I can get you to a good job, if I can get you on your feet, then I can get back to the other part, the other stuff. That's something else I don't have to worry about. For me, I don't know. I was the oldest. I was the first child. I was the first granddaughter. I was the first niece. I was the first everything. On that side of my family, and so I didn't have a choice but to go to school. Like, I didn't have a choice but to do what they wanted me to do or whatever. So when I hit 18, they were like, all right, she got it. And then I kept doing school, and then I hit, 28. I hit 28.
My nigga took the time.
I hit 28.
The time jump.
I hit 27, 28, and I spent literally, y'all, from like Head Start, which is like pre-K 3. Head Start is pre-K 3. So from pre-K 3 until the age of 27, I was in school. I am going on 31. So from 27, 28 to 31, that's how long I've been responsible for myself. Like, outside of the routine of school, outside of like doing assignments, outside of refund checks, outside of guaranteed jobs because I got a practicum and an internship, all of this stuff, I've been responsible for myself for that long. And even at this age, I'm realizing, like, had like my parents kept me a little bit longer, or like not made me feel like
you got an expiration date type
right
shit.
like and only because, like, you know, I'm watching my mom like trying to live her life, I'm watching my dad trying to live his life, and I'm this thing that they have to keep checking in on or keep, you know, dealing with, and it's like, okay, well, I feel this responsibility to take on the charge of owning my own life, and also I recognize I don't even know what the hell I'm doing, but you all want to get back to your life because you sacrificed your life at 22 and 24 to have me. And as somebody that had kids at 25, just like, don't sacrifice your 20s. And like, unless you have a stable partner and, you know, your life is, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you don't have that, like, do not sacrifice your 20s for kids. I'm trying to tell you, because late 20s, push it into the late 20s. Because other than that, like, you're going to feel this pressure to do things that are not necessarily what you want to do for yourself, but you have to do it for the sake of this little human you created, type thing. And I feel like that's the pressure I felt from my parents. It's like, they had kids young, they didn't, you know what I'm saying, like, do necessarily all the things they wanted to do, they picked the wrong person, whatever the case is, and now I'm supposed to be at this age where I've got it taken care of, and I'm like, hey guys,
Just trying to figure out.
and they're like, so the way I'm going to Aruba for 2 weeks, gotta go, gotta jet. Like, my mom's like, gotta go. So yeah, like, for my kids, I'm not gonna pressure them to do any one way, one particular route. Like, I want it to make sense for you, because when you do leave, I want you to be able to leave and not, hopefully not have to come back. If you have to come back, come back.
For sure.
But I want you to be able to step out and do what you do and
Sure,
stay on that road.
yeah.
Right.
For sure.
But I've seen other cultures like,
They end up growing up in the house and they're the adult in the house. Like their
and then
parents
they
start
got,
old
bro,
age
and
and
then
shit.
they got
Yeah,
hella,
I already
like,
know.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Seen
A
that
lot of
before,
them
too.
cultures,
that shit is
the
crazy.
parents move back in, like when you're old enough to have kids, and then you start your family and stuff, and then your parents are old,
they come
they
back.
start moving in.
Yeah.
and then like they be a babysitter.
But I know a lot of black people that like, they was like, yeah, my mother said once I'm 18, like, you da 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 da. I think there's a lot of like generational trauma into that too. Of like, you know, if you have, unfortunately, if you have like parents that can't really parent, like you have one of those parents that had kids young and is trying to hold on to their youth, and so, you know, female girls are like getting into it with their mothers type thing. She's like, when you turn 18, you can get the hell out of my house, like one of those type of situations. Or like a young man that like gets into it with his father because of whatever the situation is. He's like, yeah, as soon as you turn 18, you get the fuck out of my house. You know what I'm saying? Like those situations are so common in the black community of like parents really just like edging that on of like you can go. Like honestly, you
And you hearing that from like 14 to 18, 13, like from like 12.
Right.
You just hear that shit every other week. You was like, damn, like nigga depressing
So
me, bro. I can't
really. I listen. This is we talking now. So like when I was a teenager, my home life was not the most ideal because of a multitude of reasons. But I remember I had this calendar in my room. I don't know where the fuck I got it from, but I had this calendar in my room, and I just know that it coincided with my 18th birthday. And I remember every month leading up to it, I would write like 3 months until I'm out this shit, 2 months until I can get the fuck. Like I hated it at my, now I also was a movie teenager, but I had legit reasons to hate it at my house, but like pressing to get out the house at 18. And granted, you know, out the house at 18 was going to college, but
For sure.
I think there's so many times I think back to that, like those moments of like, girl, if you would have just held on a little bit longer. Like, don't rush it. Don't rush it. Like, it's bad. Yes, what I was going through was not the most ideal. However, I could have held on a little bit longer. But I like going through this shit. Like, I feel like people also rush getting out the house sooner than they have to because of the circumstances. Because I'm not gonna put up with this or that or a drunk person this and putting your hands on me that and this that and that. So they rush getting out the house too. Before they're ready and before they really understand like what. Oh, I couldn't get the apartment because they said I don't have no credit.
Yo, I don't got no rental history. I don't got no this. I don't got that.
I don't have no nut.
Hey, mommy, can you? Oh shit, bro. That man, I feel like that though. Like when you go run into that shit, you know what I'm saying? And you trying to get your first car, you trying to get your first apartment, you trying to get all this shit started, you trying to get like, you know what I'm saying? And like you hear like a lot of no's from niggas that you trying to get like, yo, can you help me with this? Give me this, give me that. Damn, like if I could, I would, but I ain't got it for you. And that joint, I feel like that is when you really have to like put your creative juices, like them, like you gotta figure it out. Like you have to figure it out, and I feel like that is hard, and that's really the definition of getting it out the mud for real. Like because sometimes you really don't know. Like damn, like if I don't get this, like, if I don't get approved for this apartment, like I don't know where I'm staying.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm about to see my fucking car. Like I'm not, or if I don't get this car, then like how I'm gonna get to work. Like you know how I'm gonna get this money. And it's just like one thing after the other, and it's just like people that really put that together and figure it out. Yo, some of the most creative, brilliant people come out of that, bro. And like on the other side, once you start to put it all together and you start to catch a break or two here and there, you know what I'm saying? Like you start to feel like, damn, like this adult shit, I'm kind of cool. Like you start washing clothes and fold them in the same day. Like you become real, like you become real, like legendary and shit. Cause I definitely folded, bro. I folded a fitted sheet the other day and it looked good. I was like,
met that part of my life. Washing, drying, and folding. When you washing clothes for 3 people, like it's a little.
from out the dryer this morning.
Oh yeah. Oh, that shit. Who wanna go next, bro? Sure.
Okay, so I mentioned it briefly earlier, but March is Women's History Month. And did y'all see the ad for the Ford men's only car?
No.
You're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it now. Did you? What
Who?
happened?
I said like this.
We've completely reimagined the automobile. Introducing the men's only Ford Explorer. With no windshield wipers, no heater, no turn signals. Wait, no rear view mirror? No GPS, are you kidding? It's missing all the parts created by women. Wow, whose great idea was that? This Women's History Month, Ford salutes the visionary automotive work by women past, present, and future.
Wow.
You know what's crazy?
Go for it.
The number of people who didn't actually see the
Yeah,
ad.
Mustang is under Ford, brother.
Didn't actually see the ad.
Didn't see
It was such a cool ad though.
Don't be watching TV to watch.
So when I first saw it, right, I was like, man's only car. Like, what are you for Women's History
This was
Month?
ready to be so offended.
I was. I
Had the
absolutely.
outrage.
When the ad says men's only car, like what? But all the things they
Let them
named,
cook.
It's like that.
all the things in there. So I just wanted to do a little spotlight because these are things that I didn't personally know as far as like what specifically women have contributed to something as important as a vehicle in today's time. So it says Florence. Now, why would her parents do that to her? This is not made up. Florence Lawrence. How would they do that?
Took a fat ass L. That's a big ass L right there.
Am I tripping?
Nope.
Florence Lawrence. Okay, so Florence Lawrence.
They should have spelled the Florence like Lawrence, which is put an F in front of it. That should have been fire. That would have been fire right there. I can't count.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh god. I can't. I shouldn't have started there. Okay, Florence Lawrence created the brake and the turn signals. Two things that y'all either hyper use or underuse. You either always pressing on your goddamn brakes for no reason because ain't nothing in front of you. Well, you don't know how to use turn signals. Sorry. Dr. Gladys West created the GPS, so we can thank her because MapQuest was kicking our asses. Okay, eating up the ink, the
Printing them
paper.
joints out.
My God.
Every
Yes,
Saturday,
boy.
every Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Trying to get to football
Paper
games.
cut.
Yes, sir.
You had to put the person that could read the best in the front seat because if he couldn't read,
Nah, the
Wait,
person who could see had to sit in the front.
That's
he
when
had to see the
passengers-
daggone road sign.
No, that's when passengers was actually
had an
passengers.
actual like
You actually
roll.
had a job.
Instead of just having
Hell
the
yeah.
ox, you gotta actually.
You
Put
gotta
some fucking
do
work in.
navigate
This is a
that
fucking
joint.
team.
Please.
Hell
'Cause
yeah.
if not, we don't know where we're gonna be.
You better not miss the Ain't no redirecting.
Either Hedy or Hedy Lamar created Wi-Fi, so we
Heidi?
can all thank her.
How you spell it?
Heidi, Hedy, Heidi, H-E-D-Y, Heidi, Heidi,
Oh.
Heidi, Heidi,
Alright.
Heidi Lamar. She created Wi-Fi, so that goes well beyond a vehicle.
Interesting.
That we all live off that.
The
And then
good-
Dorothy Levette created the rear view mirror. Another thing
Don't nobody use that.
that you guys don't use.
Oh,
I'll use my reverse camera. I use my.
I
like,
definitely use mine, but I can't say why. I just gotta keep myself aware of where all the police are.
No, for sure, boy.
For a multitude of reasons. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick spotlight because that came across my timeline and I thought that was really pretty cool because that was stuff I didn't know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. There's a lot there as far as
I-
like women's contribution to history. I like a little bit. I like a lot of it on it. I like a lot of it on it.
That's fine.
You gotta pick and choose, man. Pick and choose.
So,
Yeah, to stop y'all from running over Kraken.
pick that up. I really hope that was funny.
Oh man.
Your turn. Crazy.
Me and Curbs have a very intimate relationship. You wouldn't understand.
Hell no.
We just keep driving like it never happened. Why are y'all so dramatic?
Like,
You know what the
Oopsie.
Okay, so I rarely do that. But can I tell you why I think most females do that? Honestly,
Go for it.
so you know how you can like raise your seat in every car, meaning like you don't sit. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't sit. And I feel like most women do not, because they're short. So they leave it at the height. They'll adjust their like foot, which we call, but like if you can't, you know what I'm saying?
Pedals,
Right.
yes,
But like
yes.
if you can't, if you're not like sitting and you're short, like you're not going to be able to really see shit. How many times have you seen a woman driving her car like this?
Mad.
Exactly. But if she took the little shit and because you're taller, you probably don't even
My
realize.
head touch the ceiling.
You probably don't realize that your car does that too.
I know my head.
My seat is leaning back.
Right.
I know my car do that
Because
shit.
most men are like, if you
What
drive
this
like a
button
car,
do?
you know.
What this button do? What this button do? That shit
But yeah,
all
like
the
most
time.
women I see when they're driving their cars, they're driving like this. And I'm like, this.
With the big ass glasses too.
I be in my father's car. My mother got a smaller car. I be in her shit taller. Like, if I drive a car, I'm not. So very rarely.
I feel that.
Like once every
When you switching lanes like rapidly, do you use your turn signals?
Yep, every time.
every time.
Same.
Every time. And I'm a great
Get
driver.
it. That's
Yeah.
I'm a great driver, honestly.
Like I may have cut you off, but I had my signal on.
you want.
Because if I hit the my arm on the
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a wrap. It's, my father.
That's how I drive most times. I'm left-handed.
My father, my dad let me drive. He got a Kia Telluride, the big. You ain't seen it? It's like a big box joint.
I seen this car. I know. Tell your ride. That sounds insane.
Telluride.
That
Telluride.
sounds insane.
But it's a Kia Telluride. I think it's their biggest out their fleet for the most part.
Oh god.
So a couple of times he we had to go somewhere. He was like, you go ahead and drive. So I'm driving. He like, you floating this joint, ain't you? A little bit, daddy.
Hey.
I got my arm on him. He like, what'd that say? 85. My bad, Dad. I didn't.
85.
But then he was probably like, you couldn't even say it was going 85, can you? I'm like, yeah, then my father went. But yeah, so I can drive. Cause he wasn't like holding on to the little clicking the seatbelt stuff.
Anytime I've been in the passenger seat,
He was in
and a woman was driving. I'm number.
he was in his men's prayer Wednesday prayer session thing where they all come in and they say what they need prayers for and they offer each other prayers and they talk amongst men. So he was doing that while I was driving. So I'm not a bad driver. If he was talking to pastor and them and deacon and like no.
Extra prayers. That's
He
crazy.
wasn't saying like my daughter's driving the car. I mean, So I say I'm pretty good.
Brother. All right. I know I'm a good driver. I don't got to validate it.
Yep. Me too.
I ain't never had an accident that was my fault. You can pull up my driving record. Need you to hold me down. I ain't
I'm
never
waiting
had
on
an
Aaron.
accident.
I'm waiting on Aaron to
My
just bring his
fault.
topic up.
I'm just
and
letting
he
y'all-
drawing like he just bullshit.
Y'all were talking about y'all terrible car experiences and
The
whatnot.
phone screen is dark. I just go.
Go.
Just go. Just go.
Like double dutch.
It's like, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go now.
Next.
Bro, nah, second. All right, I'm gonna go now. But last week we did our little questionnaire joint, but I wanted to talk about the John Morant joint situation.
What?
John Morant.
Oh. I didn't know what he
There's
said.
no way.
I was like,
you don't know who that
what's a
is.
drama rant? I don't know what that
Okay,
is.
alright.
But that's Houdini. His
No.
name is Houdini. Well, there's that.
All right, Aaron, you were saying.
John Morant. Did you get it that time? Not John Morant. or drama ants. But nah, like apparently he had a little pistol.
Brandish a
A
weapon.
A little
pistol like that.
Like
He brandished a
that
weapon.
joint like this.
That nigga had a pea shooter.
Brandish.
He really did this.
The little thing they gave Will Smith and
Like
Matt
it could
Black.
have.
He
It could have
really
been.
did this.
It could have been on my
Tell that
keychain
nigga.
for real. It
No funny, bro.
could have been this. It could have been the key.
It really could have.
You know them little lighters that be looking like guns? It could have been that. But nah. All he did was just flash that joint on the live, right?
You can't say that's all he did.
Oh, well.
There's so much more to it.
What he did
What else
was
Alright, so that was the last circumstance. That's the end. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fast forward a little bit because when they played the Pacers up in Indiana, they was fucking aiming lasers at security after somebody got ejected from the game for like fighting and shit like that. So they was aiming lasers at the fucking like people that work at the stadium, like just like regular niggas that's just outside like, come on man. I'm like, they just had red lasers on them, so they got all scared and shit. Like, and they said the lasers was coming from John Morant's car. They said they didn't know if it was a gun or if it was a whatever. So cool. That's one instance, right? Another instance, he had like a 17-year-old at his house or whatever, and male, and they were hooping, and they was hooping. Damn,
Jesus Christ.
No. So like he had like they were like hooping at his crib. He had his own basketball court at his crib, or whatever, right? And you know what I'm saying, one thing led to another, pushing some fighting. John Morant beats shut his little ass kid. I don't know if he's a little ass kid, 'cause he's 17-year-old. He's looking big as
but
fuck.
also underage. It
For sure.
is considered
He's a
child
minor.
abuse.
So he beat the kid up or whatever, then went to the crib, grabbed his gun, put it in his waistband, and was like, oh, I'll put on you, did this, that, and the third, whatever. That's another instance. Somebody tweeted something to John Morant. A regular ass nigga just tweeted something to John Morant, and John Morant was like, learning how a hollow point feels is free. Or something like that's a threat. You know what I'm saying? Then
I want to specify for those that don't know that is illegal. That is a crime. That is considered terroristic threats. That is against the law. You cannot threaten to shoot, kill, bodily injure anybody. They will tag your ass up for terroristic threats. They're not playing with you. So he got two instances of
and then the whole
that's
pulling
crazy.
a gun out
And then
on IG Live in the strip club, and dog, they showed the video, like not video, they showed the picture of the room he was in. Fat ass room, like bigger than this whole situation right here, nigga. I was like, damn, is that like a white floor and a white couch?
It was money.
No, it was covered in fucking money. Everything
He threw 50,
covered in money.
50,000? I think they said
Dog.
something like
Was
50,000.
it everything covered in money? See, everything is covered in money. I was like, yo, that's insane.
Jesus.
And you see this nigga just in the corner of the jump, just posted up getting this little dance on whatever. So I'm just like, damn, that's fucking insane. But but then on IG Live before you go out. So what they're saying is what the big cause for concern was that was an away game. They were in Denver. They didn't walk to Denver. You know what I'm saying? They flew. So it's like you had that gun on that.
Either you
You
had
had that
it,
gun on the airplane. Did you cross state lines? Did you meet up with somebody
or
and
you
they
had
gave it to you?
an illegal
Type shit.
Right.
Or like, you know what I'm saying? Then you had it in the stadium. So that's why I don't know if you saw it, but there was there's a video on Twitter of like,
It was the
the
metal
fucking-
detector joint. There was like they said John Morant got
yeah.
stadiums. They got the Memphis Stadium looking like a
Some shit.
high school
seen
in
that shit.
somewhere.
Did I see that shit?
I think so.
Yeah, I
bro.
saw that shit. I'm like, damn, dog. We got metal detectors like outside the fucking players' entrance at the stadium. That's fucking insane. So,
Never in how many years
How
of
many?
basketball have they had to have
oh shit, I don't know about that. But I know the last person who
metal
pulled fucking-
detectors?
Yeah, I don't know. I've only been to one NBA game. I don't know. Fuck that.
Outside the player? You said outside the players.
The players' entrance.
That's what I'm saying.
Hell
Like, how
yeah.
many years of basketball has there been that they've never had to have a metal detector outside the players?
Cause
locker
shit,
room.
they should did that shit when Gilbert
I
Arenas
mean,
brought
yeah,
his guns
that's
to the
true.
ring.
That's good.
That nigga
Never
wow.
mind.
But shit, man, and I feel like so now he's taking a step away from basketball.
He's going
like,
to a counseling
he's going to
program.
seek help and all this
I
shit.
want to tell you.
And he, you know what I'm saying? Like, you niggas be saying, like, John Moran is faking it. He just trying to be gangster. And he just trying to be this and the third. And he rich. Oh, I missed one instance. His mom was at the mall and got into it with the clerk. So she called John Moran down there to the mall. And then they go, John Moran was like, oh, what time you get off? Yeah, we gonna see you outside. Is that the third? That's a threat as well. Because I'm gonna kill you.
You gotta get it together.
Yeah, so that's a super huge threat. And yeah, man, I feel like for real, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at, like, you know what I'm saying, all right, my mom, somebody fuck with my mom, like, I want to, you know what I'm saying, my mom out, whatever. Damn, I'm trying to see what else I get this nigga a pass for. Aiming lasers at the other niggas, you know what I'm saying? That's just some stupid shit. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, at the level you at, bro, with
What if it's
the
just a
world's
laser?
camera on you, bro, it ain't really no passing, bro.
But you couldn't see into the car. You could just see the laser coming out of the car. So you don't know what the fuck is being aimed at you. So you just see a fucking red laser.
How often and what else do red lasers be used for?
You got a laser pointer?
But it depends on the circle in which you run, though. And I feel like
playing devil's advocate.
part of the argument about him
God.
is that.
I'm not gonna just shield this nigga.
But I feel like part of the argument about him is that what he's displaying is not what he grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you run, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. If you run in a circle of people that be in the streets, if you see a red laser, a red beam, that means something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that means we not. And in the event that there's a red beam on anybody in our vicinity, I promise you it's going to be a problem right back. Because what are you doing? So I know in my part of social media, like, what I'm saying is a lot of people having conversations about, like, this is not even his reality
character.
type. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not even his lifestyle, because the reality is the people that have made it beyond, like, the street life, the da-da-da-da-da, if they're rappers, they might rap about it loosely, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if they're still doing the shit that they're doing, it's not for the world to see.
For sure.
Like, the shit that, for example, the shit that Thug is locked up for, the shit that's coming out when this indictment, renting cars to get niggas killed and shit, like, this shit is coming out, like, after the fact. Like, he might talk about selling drugs and da-da-da-da, whatever the case is, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, the activity, and so, like, I see a lot of people saying, like, this is not his character, and he's portraying a stereotype or whatever the case is, and now he's getting himself in trouble for a lifestyle that's not even, you know what I'm saying, like, something that he really, right, like, there are people who will, you know, that live that lifestyle and say, like, I go to treatment.
There are NBA players who are real live, like,
actively
Crips, real
actively.
live Bloods, and be, like, on that
like,
shit.
real, like,
but you don't hear
funneling money, like,
you don't hear a word. You don't hear nothing.
Because you don't, and if you talk to anybody that really is in street life, actually in street life for real, and I'm not talking about selling weed on the corner and like, actually in the street, they're not talking about nothing. They're not talking about anything. They're your local neighborhood, whatever the hell. They're you know, the head of the store around the corner. You have no idea what they're doing. You have no idea how they're funding their operations. So people are saying, like, I think a lot of the, like, frustration is you get to this point, you touching the big money. The opportunity that a lot of particularly young black males grow up striving towards and never achieve. You get there and then you waste it trying to portray something that you're not. It was. I think it would be different if this was really his lifestyle. He was trying to shape the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I'm trying to figure out what's the best route. But do
y'all remember what happened to Kyrie Irving? About the whole, like, he tweeted a link to like an anti-Semitic book or some shit like
documentary or something.
Yeah. In context, that's not illegal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's immoral, maybe, stupid, maybe, but it's not illegal. This nigga is doing illegal ass shit, Ain't nobody say shit because he only doing it to black people. Like he beat up the black kid and threatened the black kid guy at the store and then a third.
yeah.
But if he was like out here on some
beating up white people, we gonna say
boy,
if he was in some predominantly white strip club and it was
fucking league.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this I don't know because I don't work for them people, but this treatment program, what is he getting treatment for? Realistically,
maybe like a psych evaluation, like water.
He can get a psych evaluation and it would say, I promise you, he's probably going in there with adjustment disorder. He's having a difficult time adjusting to the pressures that come with being a public figure. But as far as like an actual really issue, like that, he don't have no actual issue. He might have. There's a chance he might have some trauma depending on how he grew up. But this treatment program is a Band-Aid. It is. It's my phone. It's a you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the thing that everybody does to like.
It's for the public.
Right. Like, I have to go and I have to learn why I was wrong and I have to apologize and all of these things. And what the reality is I think he's struggling with his own identity. I don't know who he was in school. Maybe he was sort of popular, kind of popular, not really popular, despite the fact that he was good at basketball, whatever the case is. But he's looking for a certain type of attention from a certain audience. Cause he not on the Masked Singer like singing ballads and stuff. Like, what was that boy name that played Victor somebody? Who's the guy that in the NBA that can sing? Oh my God, he was on the Masked Singer. Oh my God,
Victor Oladipo.
There we go, Victor Oladipo. Like,
nah,
you know
I've
what I'm saying?
heard
Like,
his music before.
he's dope, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not. That's not the path that he's taking. He's choosing a very particular path that has historically negative connotation behind it, no matter what field of celebrity you enter in, whether it be rap, like the hood mentality. Like, even if we go back to like NWA, like that wasn't just like in black people, it was welcomed with open arms, but in the wider like audience of people, it was an issue. So you're appealing to this idea of like this hood mentality, and it's not going to be. I feel like part of him was like, oh, like my people won't be like, oh, he go hard, but we might be your people, but we not the people managing you, and we don't have no say in it.
We don't pay you.
So now he's in a situation for real.
I just think that.
Be
Nah, she a hooper. She a hooper. She looks smart like this nigga too. He looks smacker like in the face, but she a hooper though.
Juwan man, they finna Juwan man.
Man,
shit
look,
the situation.
I just think that he really needs to like sit down and think what do I want to do?
What matters?
I just became one of the faces of Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my own shoe out right now.
Who just dropped him? Gatorade?
Powerade.
Powerade.
So I'm just like, yo, like, you got to really make a choice, make a decision, make it quick, because you can't afford nothing else, bro. Like the Colorado Police Department stopped investigating the issue. It was like, it is what it is. You can't really prove shit here and there. So I mean, it is what it is. People gonna stop talking about the gun on Instagram eventually. Like, I'll stop seeing memes eventually of the shit.
Yeah.
Him shooting at other players on the court and shit like that. Like, it'll die down eventually, bro. But you gotta just, yo, do I want to be a gangster or do I want to be a multi-millionaire athlete?
With a long career.
And hella endorsements and shit like that. So I mean, it's up to you, bro. You gotta figure out what you want to do, what side you want to live on. And it was funny. I saw this meme, bro. It was Eminem rap off 8 Mile. The guy's a gangster. His real name is Clarence, and Clarence lived at home with both parents.
Clarence had a real good.
I was crying. I was like, oh. They did this nigga breezy. They were showing like his high school pictures with his family. Like, I was like, oh, John, that's wild.
But I will say, but I will say that, like, to respect to his sister, right? Like, she's balling, she's doing her thing, she's trying to make a name for herself, and she, you know, she has this brother who creates this kind of glow, and then kind of overshadows his own glow with this like shit, right? Mm-hmm. And like I have my brother. I'm the oldest. However, he took a different path than I did too, and so I feel for like. He didn't have to take the path that he took. He could have took a very different path. He could have been, you know, true to how we actually grew up. Like, what actually happened. We had our struggles, but it wasn't what he made it seem like. And I feel like her brother is doing the same thing. Like, he's making it seem like something that it necessarily wasn't, where she's like, you know, like, we might have had our shit, but, like, we're still doing good. And I don't know, I feel for her watching her brother in the public eye kind of take this, like, fall of, like, damn. Because, you know, like, when she talking to people, they definitely ask her.
Oh, without a fucking.
Like, she don't get to have, you know what I'm saying? Like, she don't get to
Regular
have
ass
her
interview.
own.
Yeah.
Right. It's always like, so how do you feel about your brothers? I don't. Can you ask me about how I play?
No, I just dropped 30 on somebody. I don't know nothing what you're
I don't
talking
know
about.
what you're talking about. So yeah, it's tough, and you know, you try to. That's your sibling, and if you only have one sibling, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's your sibling. Then you try to have their back, but I also imagine like what she's going through. Like, why you acting like this? Like, why you acting like mom? They not feeling how you acting. Like, why are you acting like this? Because you know damn well you ain't never had no government until you start. But, I don't know. We gonna see how it play out. They said he's what is it, suspended indefinitely.
It's a lot of letters.
It's a whole lot.
And it shows. But shit, man, you hope you figure that shit out.
Stat line and everything.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Especially with playoffs approaching. Oh no.
You gotta choose your
It's my
friends,
bladder
right?
again. My bladder is cooking.
Alright, go ahead. So I can go next time.
What's your next topic?
So,
Why do I have 14 notifications? Sorry.
nice. That's
The host is blowing me up.
Oh, brother.
Please stop.
So your y'all mans,
Who's man?
Jussie Smollett, y'all mans. So, bruh, the two dudes who he.
Can we just not be ignorant during this segment? That's all I ask. Okay, I'm listening.
The two dudes that he had allegedly
Stage.
beat him or whatever, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? They put out a video.
I just seen that.
I did not see the video.
I saw the video. Fool, go to my Twitter right now and pull that shit up. That shit is hilarious. He was like, okay, well, this is the place where we saw him. He was like, there's that Empire F word that you cannot say about people who.
Please, I hate that
certain,
word.
like,
Nah, for
yeah,
real, y'all. For
there's
real.
that Empire N-word. I was like, wow, what the hell? He was like, yeah, and then we chased him here, and then he like said he wanted this to look like a tussle, so then I punched him, but I didn't want to punch him too hard, so I just kind of punched him, and I gave him a noogie, and I'm just like, what the? They really like detailed how they beat this dude up.
There you go.
Yay!
Started tussling, moving around, and then I threw him to the ground.
Watch it.
He wanted it to look like he fought back. That was very important for him, because he said, hey, don't just beat my ass, make it look like I'm fighting back and whatnot. So we did that, and then I threw him to the ground, and after I threw him to the ground, he had no bruise. I wanted it to look more real. So then I threw him to the ground. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie. So I went
Thought I
like
was
this.
joking on that part. So, dead ass.
Why did I do that? To give him a scar, to give him a mark, to make it look real, like he really did get his ass beat. After I did that, I fake kicked him. I don't know what he was doing. I wasn't paying attention. That's where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle, poured it on his shirt. Then I finally put the rope around his face. I did not put it around his neck. I just placed it on his face, and that's when we took off. Then we started tussling, moving around.
Hey, that's the short version. The long version is fucking insane, dog. I was fucking crying on Twitter, dog. But yeah, man, I don't know. I literally only brought that shit up just to laugh.
This is my whole thing. This is my whole thing. I do not condone, by any standard, I do not condone what he did at all. And also, this is not the first time people have gone above and beyond, that's me being nice, above and beyond to further a cause. This is not the first time. And I can't cite, but people have definitely staged things to further a particular cause. It's just, and we gonna end it here because everybody comment on this. But I personally feel like he just got a particular level of like backlash because it was in favor of the LGBTQ community.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm going to gut it at that because, again, this is not the first time people have lied, whatever, staged, whatever, taken it to legal matters to further a particular cause, whatever the case is. And I feel like he made an ass of himself. Absolutely, because it wasn't necessary. Like all the gains that have been made in the LGBTQ community could have been made without that stunt because that didn't help anybody at all. And also, I feel like I don't know. I feel like when somebody in the LGBTQ community makes an ass of themselves, like it just it's like, oh, here they go again. Like,
is he still locked up?
I have no clue.
I have no idea.
I
know he went to jail and then.
I mean, and in honesty, that was deserved. I feel like in any situation when you lie, and it is in direct threat of somebody's safety, well-being, whatever the case is, like you absolutely should go to jail. Like it's not. There's no two ways about that. I don't care color, creed, whatever. Like
you heard him say he was like the gay Tupac and all that shit like that.
And let me know what you say. Mental health is is
you know he said that?
alive.
Oh yeah, he said he
What's up with this guy?
He's the gay Tupac and some other shit. Like,
well and alive.
that nigga's crazy, bro.
And
that nigga,
I don't think his publicist and them was behind this.
Him out.
They did not agree to
For
this,
sure.
you know, because mental health is real.
Yeah.
But
I just needed to put that on.
But in fairness, though, they had a right to do that. They had a right to put out a video to explain how they were, you know, roped into the situation because they almost had to like hate crimes. That's a real, like, you really have to serve time for that. Like, you can't.
I'm finna put the whole version at the end of the shit.
Yeah,
of that shit because that shit's just the funny stuff.
But yeah, that was, and I say though, the LGBTQ community was a little quiet when we found out that he was lying. Though I will say that, and I can say that because I'm in one of them somewhere in the letters. Yeah. Don't play like that because that's really. Now, if I said something ignorant, you know what? And that's okay though.
That's what I need to do.
And that's okay though. But yeah. Anywho.
I got a question for you, bro. You ready?
What's the question?
You let your girl call you kitties during sex? Oh my god, kitties. Oh. Would you let that rock?
No.
It's this like snuffling behind your hands. I don't know what the other word is. Like, I don't. Like, what is that? What is, you couldn't
It's so
even
hard to
get
get out, boss. It's funny.
Would you go for clutchmatic?
It's too many syllables.
Oh, clutchmatic.
It's too. I feel like that's too much on the tongue at one time. She's like clutch. Like, yeah.
Really?
No. That shit would be garbage, bro.
Ew.
That shit would be hilarious. I love Lord
absolutely.
Hokage. I would let rock though. If she called me Lord Hokage, that.
Is there any nickname technically that's appropriate? Like, I don't know. Fuck nigga. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
You call me like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm quiet.
You call me like Black Thor or some shit.
Why?
Bringing the hammer down. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Some cool shit.
Like,
Here comes the Kraken. Like,
yeah.
what?
Episode title found. Here comes the Kraken. You just gotta fucking
What?
love it.
What?
You gotta
what do
you gotta fucking love it, bro.
What do you do in that
I don't gotta
circumstance?
do shit, cause what?
He comes in, he's like, here comes the Kraken. Like, what?
That's my finishing move.
Oh my god.
Hey, fool. Well,
Sick.
Not acceptable.
this is
It's
great.
Not,
This
it's
is
not,
great. This is great.
not
I couldn't ask for it to
acceptable.
be better, yo.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
Real, I don't even remember the actual question.
Oh, would you let your significant other call you like your nickname during sex?
I don't have a nickname. I mean, I do, but it's not a nickname. I don't consider my nickname a nickname. Like, if you call me Bree, that's not.
What's your name?
It's my
Type
name.
shit, type shit.
If you call me my actual name, I'm slightly on a scale of like 1 to 10 at a 9 offended. Honestly, because why are you? It's so many syllables. Yeah, like clearly you're mad at me. You want to talk, like you want to talk about something. Like
So
why would
once
you?
they said I saw it on Twitter. It was like once your girl becomes like babe or baby, she can
Do
never
not
be,
ever.
She can never be her name again.
Do not ever.
Yo, you call your girl her name like.
Because why
Good
are you
morning.
mad at me?
You about to
Good
get
morning. She's like,
That's not abrasive to you. That's not abrasive. If
Good
I
morning,
text you
Doug.
good morning, no,
Good morning,
no, no,
Doug.
ah.
Come on.
That's no. Doug is your nickname. Stop playing so
No,
much.
motherfucker,
Stop
it's
playing
not.
so much.
No, it's
Stop
not.
playing so much. Stop playing so much.
So let somebody get
If
blocked.
I
Let
text
somebody get
you,
blocked.
if I exactly, if I
Blocked
text
or
you,
left on red.
good
That's
morning,
funny as shit.
dolphin
It's
sound.
all better say good morning.
Exactly.
Mr. Good morning, Mr. Anderson. If you want to avoid the problems. You know?
Exactly. I feel like if you use my full name, it's abrasive. It's abrasive. Especially if you have a name where like it's an easy nickname, or like you have a nickname, or
But
I
I
call
feel
you
like-
babe or baby.
I feel like if we're just walking down like at Chipotle or whatever. Hey, Doug, you want to get this? Like that's straight. Like
That's
that's
different.
different. But like
If I was like,
if my
good
girl was
morning,
like
Doug,
Douglas,
period.
I would probably chop her. Like
right in the throat.
come here cussing at me for.
What have you been doing, Douglas? You'd be like,
You're in trouble.
exactly.
She's
So
blocked.
don't. And I hear my actual name so like rarely.
Yeah, same.
I do not hear my actual name. So when people call my actual name, I'm like, that's me. You, me? Hi. Yes, that's me. If it's not 3 letters, I don't know. You dropped a whole half of that. My mother could really after the 3 of them.
Type shit. Well, this has been riveting. Yeah.
I'm tired.
Fielding shit. Hell yeah. But yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for watching. Yet again, here we are. Shoot, man. We'll see you all next time. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me. I had to burp.
Didn't know what the.
hell?
I thought she was like. At first, I thought she was like, yeah, no, respect. We fuck with y'all. And then
No,
I
I had to burp. I
just
don't
kept seeing it
give a
going. I'm
shit
just like,
about any of you all. I do. I give a shit about all of you all, but I also care about
No, you said what you said.
my indigestion issues. Like I don't. You know,
You
come
said
burp
what
me.
you said.
Come burp me.
dog, wild.
Burp me by liking and sharing and commenting.
Just
Right.
cut that out.
I might have a new market.
That seems some weird shit. A new kink. Getting burped. Like some
I
weird
don't feel
shit.
like being-
We'll get
I don't
views.
feel like being part of that
We
video.
will get
Hell no.
views.
I'm about to
Burp
fuck
me,
on the other
baby.
side.
Just kidding. Sorry.
All right, we out. Sorry, I'm not doing this no more.
You did it. You did it. You did it. You did it.
My
You-
followers